whatever. So when he works, I'm like, he works hard.
Doc Hobby.
Like, you know.
JP Reviews. Good evening.
Yeah.
Brown County, Indiana. See that? Where escape comes naturally. Matthew Coolidge. Good evening, Matthew Coolidge. Any relation to Calvin Coolidge? Cookies and G17s. Yep, that's what I'm known for. Air Force retired. Shalom, brother. Project Management. Tennessee Hillbilly. Patrick. Danielle Massey. Apex. How was everybody? Gray Scout. Hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo está? Bien? Tú es muy guapo y fuerte, mi amor. Palmetto, what's up, bro? Cassie, wife of the Narrowgate Homestead. She has strong little fingers that know how to sew. She wanted us to know. You must come. You must come. Pinkies up, bros. Pinkies up. Forget how good that is for a $27 whiskey.
Kind is that?
Texas Ranger. It's just whiskey. Blended whiskey, 80 proof, 40%. Nothing special. Like, with enticing hints of vanilla, caramel, and toasted nuts, this incredibly light, smooth Texas blend is truly legendary. Our carefully crafted whiskey is blended right here in Texas Hill Country. We combine the finest of ingredients with pure limestone filtered Edwards Aquifer water. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
Isn't that a TV show?
Probably. Ontario Preparedness and Bushcraft. What's up, OPB? Shalom, brother. Burning Hearth is about to get his what? I'm about to get my first chance to witness somebody one-on-one since keeping... Oh, first chance to witness to somebody one-on-one. Dude, bless you, brother. Awesome. Bless you, brother. Glock, Okie? Yeah, Okie, I'm in. Dudley, shalom, brother. Jerome. Cody Willis. Zub Zub. Zub Zub, it's been a while, man. Have I just not seen you? Have you not been around? What's going on? Digital Alchemy, shalom. Frugal. Living the dream, going for a job interview tomorrow. Awesome. A loader and a quarry, man. That's awesome. Probably got like a big Volvo 780, something like that. Chris Pendleton, shaloha. Buenos nachos. Indeed. The Angry Viking Therapist. Good evening, AVT. Not seen you. It's all good, Zub Zub. No hard feelings. I'm glad to see you now. How much essential oil should we keep in our preps? Great question. Let's start there. Let me direct you to my requisite team hoarder of essential oils, Hami Biscuits.
I hate it when you do that.
I didn't ask the question. They did.
Yes. So
In stock? 42,
with a 15 ml
43.
bottle, you get like 250 drops. So
400-ish?
I tend to figure like 2 bottles a year with fairly good
Good guns,
daily usage.
Got me addicted to
So that's where I would start.
It's like
And,
eBay for guns now. 'Cause
like,
it comes and goes
My
so
thieves
fast.
oil, I forget how many I have. I think I have like
over,
18.
Come on
And
over,
so
Poke Daddy.
I'm pretty stocked on that and moving to other oils.
To say
I
that
don't
you're
have.
pretty stocked on, hold on, people. To say that she's
Hey, if you had
pretty
mine,
stocked
it'd be double.
on
So,
essential oils is like saying that she has some chickens. Just so we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
Or that I have a little bit of ammo. Go ahead, continue. Feel free to pontificate on the oils of
So
essentiality.
I would start with like the 15 mil size. I would start at like 2, bank on 2 a year, lasting you. And you know, some like lavender, I probably use 3 bottles of lavender a year. Tea tree.
RC,
yeah.
we use a lot of RC.
We use a ton of RC.
I get
Thieves.
stress away in the 5-gallon bucket.
Stress away is
Yeah.
amazing. I love
And
the little roller bottle.
I put it, I use a mop. I dunk the mop in the bucket and then flop it on my forehead.
RC is
And it's
amazing,
almost
though.
good enough.
RC is the one that David was like addicted to for years.
Yeah, RC is good stuff.
Yep. So yeah, I would start there. Two to 3 bottles for a year's supply, and then just go how many years you want to stock up on.
So we have essential oils until 3249 AD.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, as long as you keep them out of direct sunlight. Citrus oils are really the only ones that have like an expiration date, and once you open the bottle, within a year you want to use that bottle.
and you shouldn't put citrus oils in plastic.
No.
You told me that one
Yes.
time.
Neat and go out in the sun.
Yeah, they're
That's true.
photosensitive. They will pull the icky stuff out of plastics. So, but all the other oils, once you open them, if they're closed on the shelf, like they last indefinitely. They are good.
Brad Spriggs, shalom to you as well, sir.
Which is
Have
one
you
of the
made
reasons why I like stocking them as
Haymaker's
opposed to
Punch?
like generic meds. Is
Right.
because meds do have an expiration date, and
Talk about that. Say that again.
your traditional meds like Tylenol, Benadryl,
Taiwanese people,
right,
not Taiwanese people.
Advils, yeah.
I thought we were
like
just saying things that start with
your
Thai.
pain reliever, fever
Tyler
reducer
Perry,
stuff.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, tyrants in government. What else starts with Ty? Tyranny, yeah. Tyranny,
Yeah.
tyranny.
It's gone.
But those things are
Tire
going to
blow,
expire.
yes.
They lose their potency after so
Tie-dye.
long. So
Tie-dye lasts forever.
that's
Tyra Banks,
one of my
but not
reasons
anymore.
that-
We learned that last time.
Tyra Banks jumped from the ugly tree and smacked every limb on the way down. Poor girl. No more.
No, so for the most part, shelves do not have a shelf life. Unless they are a citrus-based oil, then yes.
This is
Once
delicious.
opened, you want to use it within a year.
Yankee, this thing's delish.
Yeah. There you go. There's your oily education.
You're so good.
Thank
You're
you.
so good. She fell in the brush pile at the bottom. That's funny. Essential oil equals bourbon. Agreed. Jerry, shaloha.
No, I shall
TIE Fighter. That's a good one. Karen hates her phone, Hami. Holy, 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 shaloha. Home medicinal extract and tinctures. We played those games.
Yeah.
We had an herb garden in the front yard last year, and then this year, Tyvek is a good one. We still have the spot.
Ginger, mint, onion.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold on, you want to talk about that? Hold on, the ladies are still going on this. Go ahead. Go ahead. If you're gonna be the expert, be the expert. It's cool.
Oh, I was just saying, you just go with like the culinary ones mostly. Garlic, ginger, onion,
Rosemary,
mint, rosemary. Like you can do a
thyme,
ton with
basil.
just those.
Oregano.
Clove.
Yeah, oregano.
Oregano
bay
you can
leaves.
sell to high school kids. Well, probably not anymore. Probably junior high, elementary kids
But I
these
mean,
days.
medicinally, you can do onion on your feet for fevers, onion poultice on your chest for congestion, honey, onion, honey,
Honey?
onion, lemon is like a great, for coughs. There's so much that you can add a little ginger in there, add garlic. Like, you can do a lot without having to get into like all the fancy things. I mean, you can get into like chamomile and
All
echinacea
the
and things like that. But
fancy things.
there's, there are other ones that are much stronger and more specific, but those basics will get you really far. Like stuff you can get at the grocery store will get you pretty far. Easy to grow in your garden.
Who are you?
I'm Renee.
And what's the name of your channel?
Stumps, Roots, and Shoots.
On YouTube?
We should make some content.
You should.
Yep.
It's work. Don't worry about it.
I'm also known as the admin.
Yeah.
Renee, do something for me. I'll get Renee to do that.
Thank you for doing this for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I'll
it.
get Renee to do that.
So yeah, RC is an oil blend. We use it for pretty much all things allergies.
I feel like I'm going over
Um,
backwards off of this thing tonight.
It's a respiratory oil blend, but I absolutely
amazing.
love it.
Tuesday.
It's what keeps my kids from like
Herbology
dying,
Tuesday.
seeing that we have a hellaciously furry beast that lives in our house that they are allergic to.
Yeah, RC
Whose
diffused
fault
in a
is
child's
that?
room is
Right.
amazing.
Yes.
We had kids who had whooping cough like 10 years ago, and RC was what cured it. It was amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
You can rub it on, but just diffusing it is
Hold on.
amazing.
If the world's ending and the government is like not at work right now, does that mean that the FDA rules are out? So instead of saying bullcrap like it supports respiratory health, we
No,
can just
you
say
still-
no, it cures whooping cough.
No,
No, it
No,
doesn't
we can't
cure
say
it.
that?
Mm-mm.
no, it just
Okay.
We can't
it
say
just
that.
helps.
It helps alleviate the
Yeah.
possible symptoms.
And somebody
It
asked,
may or may not treat.
what if you're
anything.
allergic to essential oils? Number one, make sure you're using a high quality oil, because a lot of oils out there have fillers that they don't have to disclose on that label. So that's number one. Number two, if you have ultra sensitive skin, you can try
Carrier.
diluting with the carrier oil. Don't use just straight oil.
Delicious.
Start out with like a 80-20 dilution, and then slowly work your way up.
And you don't have to buy fancy carrier oils. Like you
No,
don't need.
yeah,
you
you
can
can
use the
use-
olive oil out of your kitchen or the coconut oil that you use all the time. When you're getting started, like don't buy
Right.
all the fancy things. You can get into the sesame and the almond and the palm and all that kind of stuff.
Aragon and
Yeah.
jojoba and
But you don't
jojoba.
need that. When you're getting started, like grab a couple really good quality oils, peppermint, lemon,
So-
lavender, tea tree, and a couple carrier out of your kitchen.
So they made an oil out of the guy from the Lord of the Rings, Aragon. Just saying, like that's his name, right? I don't know. I don't do movies, so right, Jerry? You know it's true. I don't know what's in it. Probably some battle dwarfs. There's probably and like some like elvish magic is in there as well, and some like human greed and Hunter Seeker shalom, brother. Aaron Martin shalom. A nice golden ring to top it off with. Pancake grease for sure. Pancake grease is a great carrier oil. I've also found definitely a cave troll or two. I've also found that beef bacon renderings make a great carrier oil for pretty much anything. So I like to use it in my beard. Argon elf welding. Yes, that's correct. Shielding gases for welding. It's a good question.
Any recommendations on starting to follow Torah? I'm feeling a great pressure and conviction in my heart to do this. So how do I get started?
Who asked that?
Mick Greblin?
Mr. Greblin?
Not
Mr.
gremlin.
Greblin, yeah.
Mr. Greblin? All right, any recommendations for starting to follow Torah? Yes. I have a video here called Walking in Torah, which I would recommend that you go study. And it really comes down to 4 things. And everybody kind of approaches Torah differently, although it's all kind of the same 4 things. The Levitical diet, Leviticus 11. The observation of the Sabbath, Exodus 20. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, aka sanctified. The wearing of the Zitziot, Numbers 15, verse 37. You will remember and do. Wear these so that you remember and do. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And the Zitzi. And then the feasts, Leviticus 23. So you do the feasts, you do the diet, you do the Zitziot, and you do the Sabbath. And you pretty much got it, man. The rest of it will come in time. But I think it's important to understand that Torah seems like this really big, monstrous thing for people to do. But it's just the user manual for people. It's just the user manual for people. So I would recommend you go watch the video here at this channel, Walking in Torah. We go over all of that from Old Testament, the Gospels, New Testament, and Revelation, the observation of all those things. So bless you. And here's the thing, man. My convictions don't have to be your convictions, but they're certainly my convictions. So I'm happy to explain where I'm at and why I'm there for y'all. So that's what we do. Also sugar cookies, for sure. Sugar cookies are a great carrier oil. I've enjoyed it.
While you're at it, just use simple syrup. Just, pour syrup down your face.
Shame on all of you who don't call it out. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. What's going on there, Renee? Tommy, bless you, man. Got your letter. We'll be in touch. You rock, man. Did you hear me sneeze? I did. What's the stick tonight? I'll join you. This is a Macanudo. Capital M by Macanudo. And they're good. I got this from hey Randall, I got this from Yankee, so it's good.
That's what I'm smoking.
Is it?
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. This isn't.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna go refill the pickle juice.
Weed eaters, steel or Husqvarna? I'm a steel guy, honestly. I'm just a steel guy. Although there's a huge difference in both brands between their consumer grade stuff and their professional grade stuff. Huge difference, man. The steel homeowner consumer grade stuff, Badger Shalom, brother, is worlds apart from the steel professional stuff. The steel commercial stuff is just. I have in this barn back here a steel 066 Magnum that I've had pushing 20 years that is still freaking just tremendous, dude. But it's an 066 Magnum. It's a commercial saw. It's got hundreds of loads of logs, maybe 1,000 loads of logs are on that saw. Has it been, this piece replaced, that piece replaced, rebuilt occasionally? Yeah, absolutely. But, it's like the guy that had the same axe for 50 years, only replaced the handle 3 times and the head twice, right? So, you never heard that?
Isn't that a new axe?
Yeah, it's basically a new axe.
Different times.
That's exactly right.
I get it.
So, vinegar or apple cider vinegar to store? Both.
Depends on the
Vinegar for pickling and cleaning, apple cider vinegar for cooking and for health, says me. So we store both. Neither one of them is terribly expensive. I mean, I haven't bought any recently, but even the Bragg's apple cider vinegar, I was getting that at Sam's for like $7 a gallon. And white vinegar was like $1. So
sometimes you can even find the glass Brags, like 32-ounce cheaper than the gallon if you buy in bulk, like 6 or 12 at a time.
Yep.
And sometimes I like that. I feel like you get more mother that way.
Right. The mother.
And it's glass.
Mother. You're welcome, Rick. ACV is also incredibly easy to make. Indeed it is. Bourbon with bear and cigars. That's right. Water SHTF. I don't know what that means. All of it. You want all of it.
And all the filters.
I use an 066 mag to cut firewood for a job all fall and winter when you're best saw ever made. It is, dude. And when you run an 066 and then you go back to something else, it's like if you used to drive a race car every day to work and then one day you get in a Prius and you're like, it does the same thing, but we're not getting there near as fast and it's not nearly as enjoyable. So there's actually, this is something that I've learned over the years. I much prefer a larger, more powerful saw for constant use than a smaller, lighter saw, because I get more work done with a larger, more powerful saw. Yes, it weighs more. 67 SS Chevelle, nice. How about an Olds 442 Cutlass black with white racing stripes, 454, 4-barrel, 4 on the floor? Let's do that. My dangles are tingling. Mine too, buddy. I'm not even wearing pants right now.
Wait, I'm here.
Hey, avert thine eyes. You take it up with your husband over there. You don't have to look over this way.
Not wearing pants either.
No, he's not wearing pants either, right? But a bigger, more powerful saw, one that you can still hold and use, is, in my opinion, a better investment than a smaller, more nimble saw for most things, because you get more work done with a bigger, more powerful saw in the same amount of time as a smaller, lighter saw. Fortners, what's up, man?
Delicious.
Fortner's Frontier Leather, by the way, if you need to put something in a leather holster, like a knife or a pistol, I guess for a knife it's called a sheath, Fortner's Frontier Leather, good dude, we appreciate you. Of course we're voting for Kanye. Sling for a rifle, I like the Magpul slings. They're like 20 bucks. Cody at Sojourn Gear makes great slings.
Or like the alcohol
I like the quick sling.
for some reason.
I like quick slings, meaning they're quickly adjustable, set up in a 2-point. I like on the buttstock end, generally I'll have it on the buttstock, and then on the grip end, I like it near the receiver. So, Joe Jorgensen, yeah, perhaps. I'm voting for Conway Jorgensen this fall. Donald Kanye Jorgensen is who I'm voting for.
Yeah, the juice is delicious.
Single points are cool, unless you got to run, and now you got that gun smacking you in the tiddly bits while you're trying to move. So what I do like about the 2-point is that if I got to swing that rifle, stow that rifle, I can do that, and without having mechanical retention, it seems that the pointy end of that gun seems to stay more at my hip and behind me than on a single point. On a single point, it just seems to just bounce around, and every time I run, it does this into my nuts, and I'm like, this sucks, why am I running with a single point sling? So, I prefer a 2-point sling for that. Best sling for a folding stock. I run it the same way, but instead of mounting at the back of the stock, I mount it at the back of the receiver. Can we send you heirloom seeds? Of course you can, Kyle. Paul, shalom. Christina, I much prefer the Ruger to Henry products on a 22 caliber because the Ruger is like the Dodge minivan of 22s. Everyone has one, and they're everywhere, and you can get parts from everywhere, and it's like, it's the vanilla ice cream of 22s, and not in a bad way. All the aftermarket support, all the extra magazines, all the optics, all the scope mounting plates, all the extra stocks, all that, everything, everything. And it's incredibly reliable. We have several 1022s on property, and they just keep chugging. One of them I've had for pushing 30 years, and it's got 16,000+ rounds through it, and it still functions flawlessly. So, long-time viewer, first-time caller. Tim. Shalom, Tim. Where on the minivan did Tactical Chicken and Fluffy Bunny stickers go? Back window or the bumper? Back window for sure. You want people to see those things when you're driving down the road.
I've got my Tactical Chicken on the back window.
Tell them.
Yep. So you can spot me when you're in
We need to,
Oklahoma.
have all the stickers across the family.
Right.
You know, you'd be like, who's the monkey? Who's the chicken?
We
who's
gotta
the
wait to get
unicorn?
the whole farm line.
We have.
We got like a whole zoo going right now.
Yeah.
Do we have new ones? New stickers coming?
They will be.
There's new stickers coming.
There will be.
This is what happens when you run the store.
Yes.
By the way, we just added more products.
So
Hold on. Today, there's a kit we're working on. I was like, hey, you gonna put this in the store today? She's like, no, I've added enough things to the store today. Which was all like medical gear. Now you can get all the components
Y'all should go. There's 50
of the bear fac. You can buy them as individuals. So if you just need some chest seals or a tourniquet or whatever, you can just get that. Right? I was like, we're stocking this stuff anyway. Put it in the store. And it was
no.
But apparently, we also got new stickers that I don't know anything about. So go ahead, tell them. Go
we've
ahead.
had these for a while, but they haven't been in the store. But I just did the grindstone sticker.
Okay.
So now you can get a grindstone sticker. And I also have a Bear Nation sticker. You can
Bear
get
Nation
those.
Strong.
Yeah, Bear Nation Strong.
That's on my notebook.
And then I worked out the details today for the one and only Tactical Chicken Patch. So Tactical Chicken Patch is coming. Don't know when yet. Sometime in August, I think, is when I'll actually finally get them.
Patriot, bless you, bro. Shield Wall Nation. Have you been threatened by NFAC yet? No. We'll come back to negativity in a minute.
We know what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
Tactical Chickens Patch is coming. I'm wanting to do a battle goat sticker, and I got to get our graphic designer to work on that, but I'd like to have the battle goat
Shalom, Roger Rabbit Hole.
to go right along your tactical chicken.
Yeah, he's gonna the whole farm in stickers.
Yeah.
You're making like an Advent thing now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we're working on some
you know,
bear
like that.
hats and some bear logo hats and some tactical chicken lady hats and
Lady bear.
What about the tactical chick shirt?
the tactical chick shirt. Yeah. So I'm working on a tactical chick.
Lady bear.
Yeah, lady
Tumblers.
bear, tumblers. We got a bunch of stuff in the works. But yes, there are new things in the store that you can go check out.
Everybody should request.
Bless you, honey.
Request more than a few times. It shows up.
V-neck shirt. No, it's actually a muscle shirt. That's the only one you can get. It's just a. Okay, so Shield Wall Nation, how do you deal with negativity? Man, I went through this when I was first getting started. I used to let the haters really get to me. Latinos with bear. Let's do it, man. You bring the rice. I always mess up the rice, but I'm good on beans. Let's do beans. I got beans. You got rice. Let's party. Also, Coronas. Bring some Coronas. We have limes. I used to get like really the negativity, man. Used to get to me, and I realized a couple of things. The first is I was spending entirely too much time in the comments. Bear jitsu, oh for sure. Instead of arm bars, we just eat your arms. Spending too much time in the comments. The next was I was taking comments too seriously. What I mean by this is when some asshole you've never met before in the comments starts tearing you a new one, you should assign 0 value to that person. Repeat, 0 value to that person. Don't try and win. Don't try nothing. My thing has become cool story, bro. Shoot a video on it. Bear, you suck. You should have done this. I can't believe you said that. How dare you? Cool story, bro. Shoot a video on it. Shoot a video. Go ahead. Shoot a video. What I like to tell people is, you shoot a video. I'll watch it. I'll get in your comments, and I'll talk shit about you. Let's do that, because we've done 2,000 videos in the last 2.5 years at this channel between Patreon and YouTube. I'm not saying they're the best. One of the best compliments I've ever gotten is the best content with the worst production value. Amen. That's what we're all about. I'm not wasting time on editing and really good sound and cool backdrops. I just want to get to the core of the issue, right? So put yourself in the shoes of the person who's leaving these negative comments. They have a miserable life. Miserable life. And they got to drag you down. Jaffo on the bound. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So, and the other thing is, and this is difficult, especially like when you're doing your broken best to honor the Father with your channel.
You need some?
Love tap, bless you. Sub-Zero combat. I like to combat Sub-Zero with either Reptile or Johnny Kang. I think that was his name. Anyway. Scorpion, there we go. Scorpion, that's the guy I was thinking about. Get over here. Okay. The other thing is when you're trying to run a channel that is honorable to the Most High, you can't take any of the comments too seriously. Even the ones that are like, Bear, you're the best. You saved my life. No, I didn't. I didn't save your life at all. The Father saved your life. It's not about me, right? So all these comments are not about me at all. They're not, they have nothing to do with me. It's either praise that needs to go to the Father, or it's somebody being judgmental that actually has more to do with the person casting the judgment than it does with me. So those people who want to show up in your comments and be wicked towards you, suck ass. Ask them to get in the arena. Go read The Man in the Arena. Great little poem. Speech. Go read The Man in the Arena, and that'll give you a little bit of perspective on it. So,
Favorite poem ever.
I have it.
Another little.
I have it hanging on the wall in my office.
I have a-
In fact, y'all hold on. I'll be right back.
I memorized it in 7th grade.
I remember it once.
Yeah.
I remember it was the 7th grade.
You just left y'all hanging.
See, now you get the girls.
Now you get the girls back.
Well, Fo's here too. But
Yeah, faux daddy.
You'd have the girls. I can't
He's
see-
going
I
to
can't
get
read
it.
the
He'll
comments.
read it to you. Don't worry.
It's Teddy Roosevelt. It's
Yes.
awesome. I can't read that far.
Hello, ladies. Behind the scenes.
Get your dirty paws off my
What color bows, homie? Purple.
Purple bows.
Purple bows. He asked. We had to answer.
Uh-huh.
Chad.
Thank you for doing your duty. Okay.
Oh, he wants it back.
An excerpt from the speech Citizen in a Republic delivered at Sorbonne in Paris on France, 23 April 1910. Listen to you with the whisper campaigns over there. The man in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. This hangs in my office for assholes like that. I'll even throw an amen in there. Putting this back up on the wall. Be right back.
We had a
Purple
good
bows.
day.
All the purple bows.
That was power.
It's power. It's my favorite thing. I memorized it in 7th grade for some speech that I had to do. It was on a live stream. It was another one of those like moments where I was on a live stream and T was like, "It's my favorite," and I was like, "It's mine too."
Batman, he is a 2X. And you can email me at admin@bearindependent.com for our mailing address.
Somebody else, I don't know if they saw me, that asked about Zeet bracelets.
Yes.
And I said, never made them, but I'm happy to make them. I mean, I'm not sure how it fulfills the command exactly, but if that's what you're comfortable with, we can still make them for you.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to do that.
Right.
We got lots of colors and stuff too. So. Lots of Zeet in the store.
Yes, bears do wear all the X's.
Bears wear all the X's.
We did make an oil video. Go check out, Hami and Renee. We should make
Hami
an
and
oil.
Ray.
Yeah, we should make an oil video.
Hey, Stumps, Roots, and Shoots need some content.
There you
Wait,
go.
but doesn't Hami need some content too?
Yeah, it's been 11 months.
Film it with both phones at the same time and cross-post it.
But somehow y'all love me and you keep on subscribing. So, God bless you.
I was like, are you sure this is the right channel?
She hasn't made any content in 9, 10, 11 months. Hami needs videos on her channel. I know, man. I know, but, you know, we do
Hami does all the things.
all of it.
Like, we got home from the office today. I went and collected eggs. He was cooking dinner, so I collected eggs. I went out to the garden, picked some things, fertilized my corn, collected seeds off of my greens, and hung those out to dry. And then dinner was done, so I came in and ate. And then our toddler was being hellacious, so I had to deal with that. And then it was Tactical Tuesday.
She was straight up hellacious.
So that's like, where do I put
Straight
corn?
up.
Y'all want to see the hellacious toddler? I'll videotape that next time.
The corn's looking like big. It grew up in
It
the
is,
last couple days.
yeah.
I always said with some kids, you can videotape them from when they're little.
And I clipped their little pollen things, and I made their pollens do a dance on the silks and fertilize.
And a haircut, yeah. haircut video posted this morning on Patreon.
Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't today.
Haircuts and hens.
Yes.
Yeah, that's-
Crockpots save lives. Amen. How big is the garden? That's a good question. We have about 1,500 square foot here. We have about, yeah, like right there. Right there. Right there. We have about 1,500 square foot right there. Bitty boo. She was cute as a button during fireworks, though. They have their redeeming moments. See, the Father makes them cute so that you don't just destroy them.
Yeah.
Shalom, Jesse. So we're about 1,500 square foot here. We have about 1,000 square foot over at Grandma's house. We have about 1,000 square foot next door at the neighbor's house. I want to say we, I mean like us as the collective Bear Clan. And then we've got row crops next door at the neighbor's house as well. And I'll tell you what, our potatoes have done abysmally this year, but it got real hot real quick, and it went from like
When it rained a ton.
torrential downpour to essentially drought. And so potatoes don't like that. Corn is doing okay. So, yeah. John, bless you. Corn coming in nice? Yes, it is. It is. What's the projected yield calorically? Got the gardens. Shaloha. What happened to the soap nuts? We'll talk about that soon. So I actually have a Patreon video that was recently recorded that'll be coming out soon about caloric yield on the gardens. But I'll tell you frankly, it's not enough. If we were dependent upon these gardens to eat, we would have more gardens, then they would be more consistently tended day in, day out. So they would, and more aggressively planted as well. So she's eating pickles and drinking pickle shine because
They're pickle shine pickles and juice. And it's delicious.
our sweet potatoes are worth growing. Also, somebody likes your beard.
My beard?
Yeah.
Mine? Yeah.
It looks good.
I thought I plucked it earlier.
It's looking good. I like it.
I did sweet potatoes last year in a grow bag, and I got.
Grandma's got sweet potatoes.
Why don't you talk? I love sweet potatoes. Why don't y'all talk about your sweet taters there for a minute?
I did sweet potatoes in one of those black grow bags that you can get from Amazon. It's like a fabric. You can do them in a bucket. But the grow bag's really easy to dump out. And I think maybe like 6 starts. And I got like a good 35 pounds of sweet potatoes out of it.
That's
out
awesome.
Of one like 7-gallon grow bag. I got a lot.
That's awesome.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
I love sweet taters.
I do too.
So do our kids. Like our kids will eat them, which is, kind of rare for like a starch out of the garden.
Yeah.
Yep. So pickle shine.
Oh,
It's not my concoction. It's like old smoky,
Yeah.
old smoky
Same
I don't know why
with
you're
the
looking at my
something like
whiskey.
that.
My whiskey's
Well, they do
normal.
that salted caramel whiskey too.
I
But
forgot I had some of that.
it's
Round
basically
two.
like, I'd say like a half and half, or maybe like a
It's basically like Everclear and pickle juice.
It's
pretty
like
much.
it's like yeah, that's what it is. You could
And-
clean a toilet with it. It would work fine.
If you like pickle juice,
You could
it
run your
tastes
truck
just
on
like
it.
pickle juice.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's not-
I was telling Renee, like somehow the pickles themselves like absorb a lot of the
Alcohol.
the moonshine. So I don't know if those were like pre-soaked or what. But,
every time she eats one, she's kind of like, woo.
yeah, because I'm not like a huge grain alcohol person. But
Who is?
the juice,
Nobody
Like
likes that stuff.
16-year-olds?
the
You know
liquor
what I mean?
juice is delicious. Especially like if you add just a tad more pickle juice to it.
And you're a pickle juice person.
It's like spot on.
Pickle juice. Like the worm in tequila.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eh.
Blech. Okay.
100 quarts preserved green beans.
That's a lot.
Sweet taters, I like that speech. Me too. Do you guys love your chickens?
Sweet
I
potato
do.
starch.
Mostly
Like
breaded and
salt.
fried, but sometimes baked, occasionally in the crock pot. So,
You get fancy
Mike Morrison, bless you, man. With all y'all's help, my wife finally agreed today we need to sell and get our family out of Houston. 30,000 foot view on Oklahoma between OKC and Tulsa versus mid-upper East Texas. Oh man, great question. Let me answer that without distraction for a moment. Bless you, bro. Okay, so Oklahoma, between Oklahoma City and Tulsa versus mid to upper East Texas. East Texas land costs considerably more in my experience than it does in this area. Now, between Oklahoma City and Tulsa, land is going to be more expensive than it is here. However, there are still small towns out there where you can find stuff that is affordable. East Texas, while gorgeous in many places, and frankly probably has a better job market, the land is much more expensive. You get a lot less for your money there than you do here. I will also tell you straight up, there's a lot more friggin' laws in Texas. I don't care how freedom-minded they believe that they are. The propaganda does not work when the rubber meets the road. We are much freer to do whatever we feel like doing in rural Oklahoma than we ever were in Texas. And again, caveat, I get to say that because I've had family in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas for 200 years, not including the red side of my family that's been here since jump. So, you know, we got that going for us too. So there's a lot less regulation in Oklahoma, a lot less. The climate is considerably different. When we moved from North Texas to Eastern Oklahoma, we thought, you know, it'll be like it was in Texas. It's not. The climate is different here. I've found people, generally speaking, to be of the same quality as far as conservatism and friendliness and faith and
Not yours, Sam.
involvement in the community here as we did in Texas. Although, and this could just be my bias, it seems like people are a little bit more genuine here than they were in North Texas. But North Texas is different than East Texas. And there, of course, there's good people everywhere and a-holes everywhere. East Texas is gorgeous, though. The East Texas piney woods, particularly around the Tyler area, is just absolutely stunning. There's a lot of really nice property around there. I would not live near Marshall, Texas, for reasons, but I would encourage you to do an area study in the Marshall, Texas area, maybe far north of Marshall. But all in all, I would take Oklahoma. I would pick a small town with a reasonable commute. If you had to work in a city, I would pick a small town with a reasonable commute to either Oklahoma or Tulsa over Texas. Our taxes are significantly less here. We pay less per year in taxes here for 60 times as much land as we did, less per year here than we did per month in Texas. So, and there's water here. It's one of the major issues with Texas is it's hard to find water. There's one natural lake in Texas, one. And it's damn hot. Now it's hot here too, but it's not, it's a little bit more humid. So, less hot, more humid. Texas is more hot, a little bit more dry, generally speaking. Texas is a big place, but Eastern Texas versus Oklahoma between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, my gut 30,000 overview, I would go with Oklahoma. I've been very pleasantly surprised by Oklahoma. I'll tell you this, also, you might get your sensibilities offended because in a lot of places, land is more affordable, but there's also a procession of trailer homes that perhaps could be in disrepair, or maybe the front yard turned into a collection of art that's actually junk, or things like that, depending on where you live. It's the country, that's a good way to put it. But because it's the country, you can do whatever you want. Literally, my dog got hit by a truck, and me and Yankee jumped in my truck to follow said truck, and actually got pulled over by, we were roaring through a small town and got pulled over by the cop there. And the cop said, what are you doing? I said, sir, I'm about to go kill the guy in that truck. He goes, why? I said, because he hit my dog. He goes, just don't do it in my town. Have a nice day. And walked away from the truck. That's exactly how the conversation went. So, things are different around here. I prefer Oklahoma for quality of life to Texas, but that's a preference, not a fact. You may prefer Texas. But cost of living's lower here. Earnings are lower here as well. But I think the way that it all shakes out, you have more disposable income in this area of the world, or even between Tulsa and Oklahoma, or Tulsa and Oklahoma City, than you would in eastern Texas. There's not a lot of high-paying jobs. There's some, but not a lot of high-paying jobs in eastern Texas anyway. And the cost of land per acre is still very high. Taxes are high. Cost of living is high. So that's the 30,000-foot elevation. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Boom. What do you do for fun? You work too much. You work too much. What month is this? Tell them what month this is. Yeah, Sam's fine. Sam's fine. He's
fine.
He's legit
He had
fine.
like 3 days that he was down. Like, he bed rested himself for 3 days, and then he was fine. So this is July, which is sabbatical month for T, which is supposed to mean he's not working.
I only went to the office at 5 a.m. this morning, so like easy day, right? Easy day, no biggie.
And he only scheduled 2 appointments for later in the week.
There's substantial appointments, but there's only 2 of them, right?
So yeah, bear not works really good.
You know, like chain Bear to a couch with no iPhone.
So here's the deal:
I will. Yeah.
3 businesses, ministry,
Saran
homestead,
wrap it to the bed.
Bear Clan, tribe, wife, kids, extended family, neighbors, garden, shooting range, construction projects. Yankee. How do you take a month off? How do you take a month off? And so for me, sabbatical month is about not a month off, but a reduction in certain things. Because I can't take a whole month off. We have missions to plan that matter, right? Like that really matter. We have missions to plan that matter.
Question: when's the last time you worked for someone?
When's the last time I worked for somebody? I'll answer that question next. Because we got to talk about what do I do for fun. I play drums. I like to shoot. I like going to the son. Thank you. I like lifting really heavy things at the gym. I am not built for tap dancing. You may not have figured this out by now, but a little insider intel.
I'm gonna enroll you in a tap dance.
Yes, enroll me in a tap dancing class. I'm not built for tap dancing, but I am built for lifting very heavy things. And I like doing that at the gym. I've never been like super ultra cut and ripped, but I've always just been strong. And so, you're welcome, AVT. So I like doing that. I like going to the lake with my family to go fishing. And by fishing, I mean I watch my wife catch fish. Because I'm bad at fishing and she's phenomenal at it. I like doing that. We were supposed to do that in April, but COVID hit. And then we were trying to do it this month, but that didn't work out. Which means that in the fall, we have to go fishing. Period. I don't care if literally the whole world is on fire. And if it's going to take an act of Congress for us to go fishing, we're going freaking fishing. Other than that, what do I like to do? Honestly, and this is like the spiral of death, I like to work. I do. I like being engaged in meaningful endeavors whose effects exceed my own personal circle. I like as long as I'm full, being able to pour myself into other people. What?
Bears are built to carry barrels, not 6 packs.
Bears are built to carry barrels, not 6 packs. Why, thank you. So that's what I like to do for fun. Feels good to be a contributing member of society. Exactly.
Like to get your butt whooped bowling with me.
I like to bowl with my wife. I'm not good at it, but she is. Danny Jackson, shalom. The last, now let's say the last job that I had, no hunting. That's a good question. So when I was growing up, there were many, many times that hunting is what fed us. So I don't take any particular joy in hunting these days. Although I will not hesitate to smoke a wood sheep. But it's not the kind of thing that gets my rocks off. Have a gar on me, Bear. Bless you, Chris. Just got my plate carrier. It looks a little goofy because I'm a big boy. Chris, bless you. Check out the slow carb diet, and intermittent fasting. Couple that with some moderate exercise and you'll just watch the pounds fall off, man. Kirk yourself. Coming to the Pacific Northwest, we will stock you up with salmon. Absolutely. I like eating salmon. Bless you, Kirk. We're big sushi fans. So I like going to dinner with my wife. One of the terrible side effects of COVID has been that I love date night with my wife. I was and am a big proponent of Friday afternoon date night. We're going on a date. I don't care about the freaking world. I mean, take this with a grain of salt. I don't care about the kids. I don't care. It's us. We're gonna go do something. And going and doing is a constant theme with me. Well, when you can't go anywhere and there's nothing to do, it's a little bit difficult. But I like dating my wife. What else is there? I like being awake at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm the only one awake and talking to the Father and reading my Bible and plotting murder of roosters in my head. So, John, bless you. Huh? What's the best concert I've been to? Great question. I can't give you the best, but I'll give you the top three in no particular order. Slayer and Megadeth at the Roseland Ballroom in New York City. And actually, Typo Negative opened, and then Slayer came on, and then Megadeth. And then after a 90-minute set from Megadeth, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden came out, and Slayer and Megadeth with Bruce played Iron Maiden tracks for 2 hours. It was just incredible. Just incredible. Just absolutely incredible. And so that was awesome. And then, Tommy, I'm telling you. And then the Dead South in Tulsa? Oklahoma City.
No, it was
Tulsa.
Yeah.
The Dead South in Tulsa with my wife. They are such awesome musicians and awesome performers. They know how to run
And
a
they're
crowd.
Canadian.
They know how to run a crowd. They know how to play their instruments. They are musicians and entertainers. They are not a band. Their stage presence is impeccable. The lead singer, gosh, I can't remember his name now. Nate Hiltz. His stage presence is, there is nobody I know of currently that's an actual musician, not somebody bought and paid for by a label, but an actual musician that has the stage presence that he has. He commands a crowd and he runs the band, and they're all awesome at what they do. It's a phenomenal show. And then the third show that's in my top three was in, was it Clearwater? No, St. Pete, Florida. I was in a bar and I could hear this music. And I knew that I knew this music, but I couldn't place where I knew this music from. And it was the music that the Norwegian black metal band Dimmu Borgir would come out onto stage too. It was their opening music. And it occurred to me while I was holding a liter of beer that that's what it was. And so me being me, I went out the side door into the alley, found another side door in that alley that opened up into a venue. And there was a huge black dude there that looked at me and was like, who do you think you are? What do you think you're doing? And I was like, get me Sven. And he goes, which one? And I was like, Sven Karlsson now. And he goes, oh, like, you know. And I was like, now. And he's like, hold on. And so he leaves, comes back a minute later, and one of the dudes from Doom is like, T, what are you doing here? Oh my God, what's going on? We're about to go on stage. You want to come on stage with us? And the girl that I was not dating her, we were friends, that I was with, she's like, what is happening? I was like, come on, we're going on stage. With the liter of beer from the bar next door. And we stood on the side of the stage and I watched Dimmu Borgir kill it. And I knew them from back in the day. Not like super well, but I knew them. We partied together a little bit and it was like crazy good. Just crazy good. It was a crazy, crazy good time. Now, of course, like, they in no way honor Yah. Like, they're not the kind of band that I can listen to now. I mean, Slayer. I mean, I don't listen to Slayer anymore either. But crazy good show. Those are probably my top three, not including shows that I played. Shows that I played, there's like a different category. But yeah, that was awesome. So, hey there, Jenk. What's up, Bubs? Gorgoroth. Oh man, I know Gorgoroth. They were hardcore, man. Do you like Pink Floyd? No, not really. I've never been a Pink Floyd man. Just another brick in the wall, you know.
Sometimes you're just comfortably numb.
Dockin, nice. Yeah, sometimes you're just comfortably numb. Dudley says, "Yodel, Yankee."
Yodel.
Kings
yodel
of Leon.
He who yodel. Yodel for me.
Good night,
yodel for
Patriot
you.
Plumber.
We saw Kings of Leon fight each other.
Oh wow.
It was actually at that big hotel.
Uh huh.
They're up by the beach.
They were drunk.
Brothers.
They were drunk. They were fighting about something. They started blowing on each other. They canceled the
What's
show.
up, y'all?
Yeah, the next day.
Shaloha.
They were so bad,
Yep.
beat up each other.
I had to talk. Gosh, what's the name of that band? Oh, I had it and I lost it. There's this band that came over from Sweden, I think, and they played BB King's in New York City. Played BB King's, and afterwards,
Shalom, y'all.
I knew the bouncer there, one of the
See
bouncers
the
anyway.
chat and it's all.
Actually, the bouncer there, the lead bouncer there, was former SEAL, retired Navy SEAL. Had a little trident on the collar of his shirt, and I got to know him just talking to him. And gosh, I can see him and I can hear their music now, and I can't remember the name. It's gonna drive me crazy. So after the show, I'm like, hey, I need to talk to those guys, and he's like, man, I'll go talk to them, see if they want to talk to you. And I'm like, all right, go get them. They come back. I'm like, hey, I'm T. We've talked on the phone a couple times. I've been emailing you back and forth with the production company that I have. They're like, oh, yeah, what's going on? I said, I want to go buy you drinks. Let's go. Next thing I know, we're in this Irish bar downtown New York City, and they're up on the bar doing shots of Jaeger, like trying to Irish kick dance and like kicking bottles off the bar. And the bouncers are tackling off of the bar, and they're loving it. They're like, yeah, this is great. We love America. And I'm like, stop. Like, stop. They're like they're punching people and stuff. Yeah, we love America. This is great. And I'm like, stop, dude. Knock it off.
We're gonna get thrown out.
Gosh, what the heck was the name of that band? I can see them in my mind.
This is a
whatever.
Macanudo hand-rolled coffee tonight.
Yeah, they're delicious, man.
I'm glad you like it.
No, not down in the creek. Tell her to get
No
out.
Man of Wars tonight. Fresh out. I gotta go get some
Yeah.
this coming weekend. I got a
Aspen,
box.
get
waiting
out of that
for me.
creek. You're gonna get bit by a snake
Shalom.
or a turtle.
Indeed.
State security. What the gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I can see them. I got it. Yankee cut me off on I-87 near Alfred Mountain. Yeah. Rush. Now, Rush was a good band. Do you like the band Rush?
I've been listening to a lot of Rev Theory recently.
Okay.
Just makes me like driving fast. I don't know why, man. I started listening to Rev Theory and I just got to put my pedal to the floor, bro.
I don't even know what Rev Theory is.
It's not bad, man.
I'm so out of like the music scene right now.
Yeah. I just like go on to Spotify and I'm like, play this type of music, and it's like this playlist. I'm like, cool, shuffle. Like I don't even know what I'm listening to. So.
Rush was great. Rush was that one band that like everybody I hung out with was like, yeah, man, we're into Gorgoroth, and we really like Mayhem and Arcturus and Rush. I'm
It's like what?
One of these things is not like the other. But like they were such good musicians that as musicians you couldn't not like Rush. Like you had to respect.
Yeah.
I've never seen. I mean, Neil Peart's now gone. Neil Peart is now gone. I've never seen them, but they were awesome musicians, man. Getty Lee, that dude can jam. Like,
They were real musicians. They were not just
yeah,
pulled up by a label and made to be.
yeah.
Dang old chiggers.
Dang old chiggers.
Dang old chiggers.
Dang old chiggers. Red Bar Cheddar, nice. Turnpike Troubadours. I lost my boat in a hunting accident. I like that. Behemoth. Behemoth is the name of the band. Thank you. Ah, gosh, yes, it was Behemoth that I had to tackle off of a bar.
We got the question of the night. Who's your
Perfect.
favorite drummer?
Who's my favorite drummer?
10 people have asked.
Who's my favorite drummer? Well, somebody asked Behemoth or Children of Bottom. Children of Bodom, technically. La Villa Strangiato. Okay. Let's see. I like Children of Bodom's older stuff and Behemoth's newer stuff. How's that? Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, you caught me. Spaghetti. Spaghetti's nice. I like spaghetti. All right. Who are my favorite drummers? People that you've never heard of. Like, legitimately, people that you've never heard of. Stuart Copeland is really good. Bodom is a coffee press. Man, Children of Bodom back in the day, they had that one track that has that quote from Amadeus. You ever see that movie, Amadeus, about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? From now on, we are enemies, you and I. And Salieri is telling God we're no longer friends, because how could you give that total F up that much talent? Salieri. No, they didn't do the song Amadeus, but they sampled that in the beginning of one of their songs. From now on, we are enemies, you and I. All right, favorite drummers. Trim Torson from the band Emperor is just an absolute beast. Gene Hoglan from the band Death and Strapping Young Lad is an absolute beast on drums. And a proud member of the Fat Guy Club. That guy rocks. Like, he is an incredibly good drummer. Nick Barker from Dimmu Borgir, another proud member of the Fat Guy Club, who's an absolute just animal. Yeah.
Somebody asked for more drumming videos. I'm like, y'all know there's one out there.
You-
Just gotta search for it. It's
You know,
out there.
yeah, there will be probably no more drumming videos.
But there's one.
Joey Jordison from Slipknot is good. He's not great. In the world of metal drumming, he's highly overrated. Highly overrated. Yeah, I mean, when you put him up next to like a real metal drummer, he's got nothing. Frost, for example, Frost from Satyricon. Frost was the first metal drummer I ever met in person. With the first metal show I ever played was with Satyricon and Immortal at Obsessions in Randolph, New Jersey. And Frost was the guy standing on the stage watching me tech my drums because we were opening for him. And the more I played, the closer he got to me until he's standing right over me. And I get done, he goes, "You're very good." It's like, "Thanks, man." He goes, You're very good at the drums. Very, very good. Thank you. You're very good. You wants to play my drums? Do I want to play your drums? Yes, I want to play. Please, can I play your drums? Frost is an animal. Horg from Immortal, an absolute beast. Immortal, dude. Immortal rocks. War metal. Those guys don't wear corpse paint. They wear war paint. I love those guys. Yeah. Who else is just like totally badass? Yep. Awesome
I like
drummers.
Sabaton.
Sabaton.
I like them. They just sing about old battles of the world, man. I'm just like, that's kind of cool. Like a homage to history.
Right.
We'll sing about these battles that we might not have fought in, but others have, and we'll just make it. And it's from all sides too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. It's like there's a historical value to the music, and it's like, is it the best out there?
George
Depends on who you
Coleus.
are.
George Coleus from Nile is an absolute machine. Absolute machine at drums. Somebody said, how good am I at drums? I'm not as good as I used to be, and mostly because a very large element of playing extreme metal on the drums is conditioning. It's a straight up workout, and so I've actually been using drumming as a workout for the last few weeks, months. Huh?
Tommy's your people. He's seen Rush 7 times.
Tommy? Oh yeah, Tommy is my people. I told you earlier about Tommy. Tommy is definitely my people.
Hello, Tommy.
But as far as the ability to play drums, there is next to nothing anymore that I hear it and I go, huh, that would be difficult to play. Like right now, what I'm playing for a challenge is Thomas Lang. I don't know if you know who Thomas Lang is as a drummer, but I would encourage you to listen to some Thomas Lang. That guy is very good. If you think Dana Carey from Tool is good, and he is, he's a good drummer, but if you think the polymorph rhythms that he plays, where he's playing 3/4 with this hand, and 4/4 with this hand, or 3/4 with this hand, and 7/8 with this hand, if you think that's talented, and it is, go listen to Thomas Lang. That guy's an animal. In fact, I was just playing some Thomas Lang this morning, so at 5 o'clock in the morning at the office, praise Yah. So that being said, there are people that blow me out of the water. I'd say probably when it comes to drumming right now, I'm probably a 7.5 out of 10. And on my best day, I was a 9 out of 10. But I've always liked playing hard and fast. Hard and fast. I like jazz rhythms. I like syncopation. I like ghost notes. I like backbeats. I like complicated polymorph rhythms. I like all that stuff. But I also like playing hard and fast. So if we can do all that together, I'm in. So bears are animals, 9 out of 10. Thank you. Mastodon is good. Those numbers meant nothing like when I talk about jujitsu. Amen, Dudley. Amen.
Lunch with them.
Right. Yeah, right? If you don't put Art Cruz in there, T-Max will be mad. Well, T-Max and I could sit down and enjoy a whiskey and a cigar and argue the finer points of good drumming, for sure. Fear Factory, man. Back in the day, Ray Herrera from Fear Factory was an animal, man. An animal. And then, of course, you've got, like, Vinnie Paul from Pantera. Just, like, undeniable. Really good drummer. Undeniable. That guy's just a beast. So, right?
Yep.
Tactical Tuesday. Well, it's Sabbatical Tuesday.
Play hard and fast.
Good night, Wolverine.
Damn, not yours.
Ha, Brian, that's funny. Kyle, I love Trampled by Turtles. Codeine and Wait So Long. Wait So Long by Trampled by Turtles is freaking awesome. Free Spirit. Good night, sister. That is a freaking great track. And in fact, I often play drums to Wait So Long. I think Chad Smith is overrated. Behemoth makes me want to take a Viking axe to work. Yeah.
Somebody asked about women's group. You tell them how they can get on.
No, I want you to tell them. Go ahead. How do they get on women's group?
He always has to turn the camera.
Am I a woman? No.
Women's group Wednesday. is on Patreon. There's a link. We do a Zoom. It's not recorded or anything, but you can join us. We talk about what it means to be a Torah observant woman, or what it means to try to be a Torah observant woman if you're just trying it out or wanting to answer questions, or you don't have to have been a Torah observant woman for 10 years to join us, is my point. You're new, you're questioning, you're thinking about it, the first time you ever heard about it, it's fine. Join us on there. You just jump on Patreon or send an email. We'll get you a link to the Zoom, and you can join us. We're every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yep,
a reminder
that's how
to
you
remind
do it.
us when we're supposed to be there. So that's it.
So tell these people how evil we are that we hide the study of the Most High's word on a paid platform like Patreon. Why would we do such a thing?
We don't want all the crazy YouTubers to come on and spam us.
Yeah.
And people who are not actually taking it seriously and want to learn to jump on to our safe place to be able to do it. So we love you, YouTube. We do, but we're very specifically talking about, you know, the men's group Monday is about men and Torah and the Bible. And, you know, women's group is the same way. It's a place for women only. Men's group is a place for men only. We want it to be a place for you to come and fellowship and learn and be loved on and be prayed for.
Kenny Aronoff.
I have my stuff turned off.
Kenny Aronoff. Got a coyote harassing my chickens. 22 long rifle or shotgun. 22 long rifle to the gut. Shoot it in the gut. Really, it will crawl away and die. You probably won't.
Male's gonna go.
You won't kill it outright. So I just want to touch one more time on what Renee said. Part of why that stuff is on a closed group is because we talk about real stuff. We talk about people's real issues. We pray over people's real issues. We lift each other up and put our brokenness on display for real. And that's not something that needs to be put on parade on a public forum like this. And so, yeah, it's $1 a month, and boy, is it worth it. And it's, you know, there are Mondays where, like, I just can't, like yesterday, I just couldn't. Today, I had to push calls today because I just couldn't. Today was, life is crazy, right? It's a friggin' $1, thanks to the Angry Viking therapist,
Like 3
right?
cents a day.
3 cents a day, right?
Quit buying your soda pops. Your coffees from Starbucks.
So,
Get a Patreon membership.
bless y'all. You know, the cover charge keeps the riffraff out, man. So, but
Amazing what $1 will keep away.
But people are much more comfortable bearing their soul to a group of, you know, I mean, and men's group now. The first time we did men's group, there were 7 guys, and I was like, okay, yeah, is this what we're doing? Copy, 7 guys. There were 85 on the last Monday, and I'm not saying that like that's a metric of success. Bless you, Artful. But what's that?
It's a metric of need.
It's a metric of the need. And the fact that there's 85 guys getting on there week to week, praying for each other, lifting each other up, man, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So that's what's up with that. And like, and this is part of like getting back to sabbatical month. I wanted to do last night, but I just couldn't. And I also felt kind of like an asshole that I skipped last night, but here we are tonight doing this. Because I know how much it means to the men on Monday, but I just couldn't. And so part of that,
Well, yesterday was just a shitty day.
yesterday was just a shitty day.
And the guys jumped in and did a prayer. The guys jumped in and did a prayer Zoom.
Right.
So like, yeah, you weren't there to like teach, but they still fellowship. They still got together. They still did
Right.
things. And the teaching takes a lot out of you. It
Well-
takes a lot. It's you're pouring into people.
Because you lead
I
women's
lead
group
women's
Wednesday.
group Wednesday, yeah. And it, even though I'm like, I'm not a teacher, there's preparation involved, and there's just a lot of pouring into people. You know, people have got requests, people have got questions,
But-
and you try to do your best.
Men's group is what time? 7
7
Central?
7 Central on Monday. But what I was getting at is part of sabbatical month is me not beating the ever-loving shit out of myself if I have to skip Monday, but I have the time on Tuesday. Because it's not my job to tell y'all my convictions, but like I take it seriously. I take all of this seriously. And that's part of why I need a month where I don't take it as seriously. Because at some point, knowing that the implications are still massive, there has to be a pressure relief valve. Because if there's not, I explode and then I'm useless to everybody.
Men's group will be better in August.
Yeah,
The fact
men's-
that you took it.
Right. So, right? Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Tommy! Shalom, brother. Bless you.
And I'm not even like on the YouTube thing
Hold on.
nearly as much as you are.
Say it.
And it's,
Preach it.
It just takes a lot of time and energy. And it's like I don't even know how many pieces of content you put out on YouTube and on Patreon combined.
45 YouTube last night and 102 on Patreon, or 45 on YouTube last month and 102 on Patreon.
Yeah, that.
So
I'm not even-
147.
Yeah, I'm not even at a tenth of that right now, and there are days where I'm just like, man, I don't have the bandwidth to make content,
Right?
and it sucks. Like, I want to
Reptile,
make content,
bless
but it's
you.
like I got other things that I got to do.
Yep.
You know, I have other priorities and other obligations that I gotta stay good to. You know, and it's just one of those things. When you have time, and when you get burned out, like there's effort involved. Like,
AVT, bless you, man.
you're a tank when it comes to making content.
I
bro.
appreciate it, man.
Like,
it's work.
not easy. Yeah,
It's work.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go shoot a video about this thing over at the range for people that want to be there, and then it's like, it's too freaking hot.
Yeah,
Like, I'm like,
and 2 hours later, you're
Yeah.
like, well, I made 12 minutes of content.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. It's just like the effort to get everything out there, and then to just do it. But it's like, oh, it's 100 degrees. I'm trying to keep a good train of thought, and it's just like you can't some days. And it's
Where's
just like,
Yankee? Oh, he heat stroked out on the range.
yeah, like you know,
Bring the dozer over here. Just push
yeah,
him
just-
into the
just-
hole.
Just bury me into the berm. Just bury me in the berm. When you get a cannon, shoot that.
Is that
spot
a
first.
hand sticking up out of the berm? Yeah, that's Yankee. 5 points if you can shoot a finger off.
It's all good though, you know.
But yeah, I mean, and this is not to like. What happened?
Kids are kids doing kid things. Toddler's got.
Somebody's
a
getting a beating. Toddler's gonna toddle.
The only thing I can think of is sleep essence that's up there, and
Perfect. Nappy toddler.
yeah, it might put her, but
Bears or tank bears, yes. I prefer DPS, but I'll tank if I have to. So, no
Gonna
biggie.
turn the garden into like a toddler playpen.
Hey, we appreciate you back, man. And like, this is not like robust backstop. Nice.
Until there's a cannon, there won't be a backstop.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll get to that. I don't feel like disturbing my own shalom for a hot minute. I'm taking this more my job to copy that concrete. I'm not. It's not my intention to complain. It's just what I'm doing here is illustrating the fact that occasionally you have to press the pressure relief valve, and that's what we're doing. We're pressing the pressure relief valve.
Well, I mean, especially even just like the preparedness thing, and in the times of today, it's like, it's just
Jim,
like,
bless
what do I
you.
do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? There's a video for that. Like, you know, and it's like, I get it, and I'm not even near the content level and the subscriber count and just any of that. And I'm just like, man,
I
it's
don't-
work.
I see.
Like,
I don't,
it's work
I don't
some days.
understand. Like, I have no frame of reference for people that make 3 videos and one of them goes viral and they get 1 million subs. I'm like, how does that even work? Like, no, it's like
Kittens, bro.
We're kittens.
Kittens.
That's what it is. Like,
Potato, go do
hashtag
something cool.
van life. you know, something like that.
Just a video of
Tums?
Potato laying down on the deck, 1 million views.
Good to go. Good to go.
No, Tommy shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, no, I agree, but at least we're not gonna have to pump a stomach. You give her a little right hook so she pukes everything out.
Just go walk next to the van.
Okay, cool. Tactical potato vids. Gotta make a new loincloth. Roger that, Badger. Man,
He's a cool cat.
yep.
He's chill.
Still waiting for the how to armor plate a fluffy bunny video. Sorry, Terry, it's coming. Basically what you do is you get an armadillo, you cut its head off, you gut it, and you stick the bunny inside of the armadillo.
Watch out, you're about to step on potato.
What is that thing?
It's my unicorn.
It's a unicorn?
Yeah.
Where did you get a unicorn from? Kid, you look like you've been playing outside.
We.
Good job. 308 or 12-pound cannon. Depends on who you ask. What is your sabbatical rotation? That's a good question, Stephen. So we do 2 months on, 1 month off. 2 months on, 1 month off. During that 2 months on, we are balls to the wall, nonstop, minimum 12-hour days. I mean, like you happened to be awake this morning when I left. You're usually waking up most mornings when I'm leaving for the office.
Yeah.
It's generally a couple of hours before the sun comes up.
Well, it's to give you time, your morning, shalom time. You know what I mean? So it's like it works. Like if I were to wake up the same time you wake up and go to the office the same time that you go to the office, you don't get any bear time
Right.
out of the house. You know, so it's like, and that's fine.
But-
I gotta go feed the annoying ass sheep.
Right.
Like,
But
which are
that's-
delicious, and they're gonna be delicious.
But that's when the day starts.
Yeah.
Right? And we're still going right now.
Yeah.
Granted, we're chilling, drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, but we're still going. Talking about getting semis.
Say it. You
Well,
just
that's-
put your foot on the accelerator.
We have
Gotta put
some
a
very
plow in
large
front of
projects going on. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm slightly. I was offered to be on a national radio show later in the week, and I politely declined, just because I just don't want it right now. And for what? A few more subs? Like, I believe firmly. What's that? No, I believe firmly in the 4 quarters philosophy, man. I don't want 100 people that are next to worthless. I want 4 people that are absolutely valuable, right? And that's what I love about the Bear Nation is like for example, I'll give you a brief indicator of this. This is how good y'all are. This is how good our people are. The person who won the Patreon loot box giveaway last month for the mini stomp bag failed to respond within the requisite 72 hours to claim their prize because they were on vacation with their parents. They just came back today and saw the repost video drawing another name and was like, man, that sucks. I'm sorry I missed it. I was on vacation. I'm bummed. The second name that was drawn, they won the mini stomp bag and then contacted us and was like, hey, I feel really bad for that guy. Can I buy him a bare minimum so that he still gets something? I'm like, of course you can. Like, that is like the nicest thing on the planet. Like, really? Like, that's the kind of people we are. And I'd rather have 95,000 of those people than 1 million assholes. I don't care about 1 million assholes. I'd rather have 95 good people than 95,000 questionable people, right? Because sooner or later, we are all going to be called to do really hard things in this life. And I want to the best of my ability, for people to leave here better than they came. That's the idea behind this channel, that you leave here better than you came to it. Some days that's the motivation because I yell at you and kick you in the ass and knife hand you. Other days it's because I might have a kind word for you. Other days it's because the Father has chosen for whatever reason to use this busted up POS conduit to get his word out. Other days it's because you saw something that was uplifting or encouraging or educating or whatever, but you leave here better than you came. I would rather have 95 people whose lives are actually better than 95,000 people who are just playing. That's the whole idea behind this channel. And so it warms my heart that that person who won the second name drawn was like, man, that sucks for the first guy. Can I help make it right? It's like, of course you can, dude. That's totally badass. Totally badass. That's the kind of people that we are. And I'm honored. I'm honored. Rambling. Rambling, man. Rambling. Hey, dude, get out of my brain.
You get out of my brain.
You keep living in my brain, I'm gonna charge you rent. This is my space.
It's your safe space. I don't believe in safe space.
Puzzleman, bless you. Talk about taters and chickens t-shirt? Maybe.
Taters and chickens. I just imagine like a kitten and a chicken fighting. Like an epic battle pose. Just free, just caught in time. Like, yeah, that's what I see when I think of
Like the turkey and the goat.
chickens.
Like the turkey and the goat. Tell them about Glock mods. I like night sights. That's about all I got on Glock mods. Tell them about the turkey and the goat.
So our mama
Bless you,
turkey
AVT.
she had hatched one chick. Yeah, chick, not turkey. She had hatched one chick. And
Right.
I had her and Coco the goat in the same pen. And Coco kept wanting to kind of check out Mama Turkey and the new baby. And Mama Turkey, like, opened a can of whoop ass on Coco the goat. I mean, like, she went after that goat. And I ended up, like, going and checking out Coco, like, to make sure she didn't get hurt. And Coco had actually, like, punctured Mama Turkey's foot. And so then I had to, like, try and check out Mama Turkey without getting attacked. But it was an epic goat turkey battle.
Should have live streamed it.
I should have. And I would have never thought that she would have.
Your channel could have millions of subscribers if you just live streamed a homestead like
Well, same
battle
thing
royales.
with Bubba next door. Like, Mama Turkey and her new babies were next door at our neighbor's house going through the backyard.
Turkeys don't have boundaries, by the way.
No.
Go ahead.
And they have a new-ish puppy. It's like 4 months old, I think. And Sam was over there with me, too. We were dropping off Aspen. And so Bubba, the puppy, sees the baby turkeys, and he goes chasing after them. Well, I yell, you know, Bubba, not yours. And Sam goes running after Bubba, grabs a hold of his collar, starts dragging him back. And
Good
by
job,
then,
Sam.
yes, very good job, Sam. But by then, Mama Turkey had already seen
yeah,
that
I
he was
saw
coming
that.
for the baby chicks.
No.
And she came after all of us. And we're all like booking it backwards, trying to back up. And
Don't mess with turkey.
so then Bubba like saw Mama Turkey and he thought, you know, ooh, that'll be fun to play with. And so he went after Mama Turkey. And again, Bubba, not yours. And Sam went after him, grabbed him by the collar, pulled him back. And Mama Turkey just like lost her thing on Bubba. And he went running
PJ,
home,
bless
whimpering
you.
and crying. And yeah, I think he learned.
Today on Homestead Versus.
Right. On the homestead battle royale
You
in this
got-
corner.
You got some footage
Yeah.
of a
Bubba.
wasp and a spider.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
about the wasp
yeah.
and the spider.
Those wasps are good for
So the other last
Crikey.
night, bad
That's all
horrible
we're missing
day.
is that guy.
I'm like, I'm going out on the back porch. I'm gonna have my drink. I'm just gonna
Turkey
chill.
foo.
and
It's
I
sticky
see
out here,
something
bro.
like fall out of the corner of my eye and hear like a thump on the deck. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And so I look over the edge of the tub. Yes, we have a tub on our back
Celebrity
deck.
deathmatch.
And so I look over the edge of the tub, and there's a huge, like, wolf spider with a wasp on it. And the spider is dead, and the wasp is, like, you know, like,
Murdering
all over it. And so I texted Rod a picture, because he's always like, wasps are absolutely worthless, and so am I, kind of. And I was like, look, they have a purpose. They kill these ginormous spiders. So he comes out and looks at it. Well, then the wasp starts, like, it, like, grabbed a hold of this ginormous spider and started walking it to wherever it wanted.
The equivalent
To
of
go.
a mile in a wasp's world.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But it was like, I was just totally flabbergasted because I had never seen a wasp, like, do anything besides terrorize people.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my first wild tarantula the other night.
You saw a wild tarantula?
Yeah,
It's a good story, sounds
Yeah,
like.
that was
Hold on, you
cool.
want to tell the people?
sure.
Tell the
Yeah.
people about wild
I
tarantulas.
saw a tarantula. I was walking up the road because there's beef in distress across the street. So heard yotes. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go see if we can protect the cattle across the way, right? And I'm walking up, the yotes disappear, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go to the top of the hill here, shine the light, and just take a look and see what's going on. And I see this thing crawling on the road in the distance, in the darkness, in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight, right? And it's like, and I shine the light on it when I get closer, and it's a tarantula, where its leg span could cover my face.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you're dead. And I felt this thing try to press me off of it.
Yeah.
'Cause it was going towards the house, and I was
Yep.
like, you're not playing, we're not playing that game. So, yeah, and I was just like, that was awful. And I saw my first wild boar. That was cool.
Uh-huh.
Disappeared in the fog, in the Sahara dust, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Lost visual contact on it. I was going to shoot that.
We
sucker.
had, when we first moved in here, we had lots of piggy jihad going on, man.
Well, with that corn being in that backfield, that might have been the Arfins early this morning.
Uh-huh.
So I want to get a trail cam out there, get a little up in the tree, and just sit there for a couple hours.
Just
each
go
night.
lay out there with a DMR rifle.
Yeah.
The 50 grain VMAX.
Yeah, man, those leg, those soft tip,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that lead soft tip 223s, they'll do the job.
I saw, where was I? SG Ammo today. 500 rounds of that 50 grain VMAX for $600.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like,
$600 for the VMAX today with
Yeah.
what's going on? That's actually not. I mean, yeah, it's expensive, but compared to
that stuff.
find ammo,
That stuff crushes. Just crushes. I've never shot anything with it that took more than a step. With a 50 grain bullet out of an AR, just I mean, yeah,
deer season, it's gnarly.
yeah, gnarly.
Yeah.
Both lungs, the heart, and part of a kidney, and an exit wound like so. Yeah.
Yeah, that deer just hit the ground.
Boom! It was like you took a sledgehammer and bah! Yeah. We should go hunting with sledgehammers.
Yeah. Go hog hunting with sledgehammers.
I think, yeah, because, like,
Squeal, little piggy.
hogs actually want to fight you. You know, 'cause,
Yeah.
like, back in the day,
You're double tapping.
when they would go boar hunting,
bro.
I'm saying, when they would go boar hunting back in the day, I mean, not that we eat swan, but those things got to die anyway. So when they would go boar hunting, like, it was
Well,
straight
after
up,
the
it was about a 50-50 between you and the boar. So it's like, there's definitely an element there of, like, actual danger. So if we,
44 Magnum.
I'm just saying, like, battle axe and a Bowie knife. Let's go. Like, let's do it. We'll live stream it. It'll be awesome. In this corner, bear. In that corner,
We need
wild
to have a
boar.
wild pig hunt. Like, that would be awesome.
More piggy jihad?
Yeah.
Well, B-Man has a bunch that he needs killed.
Yeah.
So
Totally do that.
let's do it. 50 AE. Oh, we're back to the calibers. More on Sukkot tomorrow.
Somebody asked if we accepted divorced women.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
Accept
divorced.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Humble and kind is all we ask.
Yep.
Let me show you right here. See this?
I'm a sinner.
See right there? Stay humble and kind. We're all sinners. That's
Yeah.
the point, right? Here's the thing, right? We're all sinners. It's when you know better and you continue to do it anyway that you have an issue. And so, and we were talking about this. We do try to do. We're not 100%, but we try to do. Scott Brooks, bless you, bro. Shalom. We try to do a Sunday Bible study in addition to Shabbat, and we've been doing that as like a Bear Clan Sunday Bible study. And we were just talking about Sunday. We've all had a depth of experience that led us here. Like none of us woke up and had a fullness of understanding. Like we all had to walk with Yeshua to get to this point, right? And some of us have put a lot of miles on this carcass we call a body. Some of us have done a lot of living, made a lot of mistakes, been bad to ourselves, been bad to other people. And there's no judgment in that. It's when you operate under the false premise that you're covered by the blood, therefore you can do whatever the hell you feel like. That's the issue. And that's addressed in Hebrews 10:26, and brutally addressed in Hebrews 10:26. So you're divorced, welcome. Shit happens.
Yep.
Life is a contact sport.
There's divorce
Okay.
in the Bible. It's
Yeah,
allowed.
You gotta throw a sneak peek.
I like it.
This is legit.
I like it.
It's getting there.
Exactly.
I got to get
It
a
is
water
training
jug
for
and
the
some
right
ice
one.
cubes. I'll be right back.
Somebody just said, when's the honeymoon?
We're living it. COVID-19,
We're getting there.
Awesome.
We're getting there now.
Yeah.
It's becoming a thing. I'm very pleased with the progress in the last 48 hours, 36 hours.
Renee, get off of YouTube.
What? I'm not on. Oh. I'm not on YouTube. Wait, I am. I'm on the chat. I'm answering the chat while I'm talking to you guys.
It's inception.
Somebody
with
said they've
YouTube.
been married for 20 years, and I was like, congrats, Bo. Daddy and I just hit our 24th anniversary. And I've been divorced, but not to him.
So if y'all didn't know, like,
I'm old.
T and I aren't actually married, and he just proposed
He put
the
a
other
ring
day.
on it.
Put a ring
So
on it.
we've been together for 9 years. 2 kids weren't his. They were from my previous marriage, but we had Aspen.
I mean, biblically, y'all are married.
Yes, but biblically,
Yeah,
we're married. It's just not legally. And so it's okay.
He
It's
put
okay.
a ring on it.
Yeah.
When's the honeymoon? Next time Bear takes a sabbatical month, maybe.
Right?
We just walking around. That's already been over and done with.
Yes, I know I'm stuck with him.
Speaking of toddler, and it shall appear. Hi, Weeze.
A current wife, he wouldn't marry us because we had both been divorced. Yeah, he needs to go read his Bible. There are definitely reasons and ways for biblical divorce.
Yeah.
And even if, whatever, sin is sin and we all fall short. And
Hey, easy, Weeze.
real talk, when's the last time? Uh-oh. This has been a story. He's told this story before.
What?
Somebody did a super chat. Real talk, when's the last time you had shredded pork? And I was like, it's a story. He's told it like in the last month he told that story.
Go on.
Okay. We're going to do that again. We're going to have that talk again.
He ate it, he got sick.
Ate pork. Everybody threw up. We gave up pork.
Hi. Okay. When was the last time I ate pork? 4 years ago? McMaster Shalom. 4 years ago, when I was new to Torah, and I was the only one in my family that was keeping Torah. We all know this favorite story, Uncle Bear. I know, but there's probably some people here that are new that don't. My wife said, hey, why don't you make some pulled pork? She loved my pulled pork. And I said, all right, I'll make some. I knew that I wasn't supposed to, but I did it anyway. I made it the same way I've always made it, smoked it the same way I've always made it,
He's gonna scratch.
and
He's going to sleep. Leave him alone.
it was delicious. But I knew while I was eating it, I'm not supposed to be doing this. And the next day, we all were incredibly sick, violently ill, coming out of both ends, everybody in my house. And I looked at the father and I said, got it, got the message. That's the way he has to talk to me. Are you listening now? Do you understand? Did you get it? I told you. How does that feel? Oh, okay, I got it now. Thank you. So, 4 years ago, question mark, is the last time I willingly ate pork. The other day, I got a slice of pizza that was supposed to be beef, and I bit down on it and instantly knew that it was not beef and threw it on the floorboard of my truck. That sucked. Life happens. I said, sorry, yeah, didn't mean to do that. And he's like, you're cool, kid. I don't have to punch you in the face today. And then the question, obviously, yeah, but, okay, so here's the thing. This comes up all the time. Why do you do it? And man, I'm going to miss bacon. I do it because I have the conviction to keep a biblical diet, which is found in Leviticus 11. So that's why. And if you read your Bible, Leviticus 11 is where you go for the diet. And I'm not going to get into that. Well, that was done away with. What about Acts chapter 10? Look at what Peter did. He accepted 3 Gentiles. He literally, read Acts chapter 11. We just went over this in men's group. He didn't go eat a ham sandwich. He accepted 3 Gentiles. So it has nothing to do with food. And the argument that, well, Messiah says it's not what goes into a man's mouth that defiles him, but what comes out of it. That was a rebuke of the Pharisees and their ritual hand washing, which you'll find if you read the entirety of that chapter as well. So, best subsonic 5.56 load. We'll come to that in a minute. Here's the deal on bacon. First of all, why the F are you idolizing a filthy swine belly? Honestly, think about what it is. Why are you putting that on a pedestal compared to the commandments of your heavenly Father? Which is more important in the big picture here? You are idolizing an unclean animal's filthy belly. It's disgusting. Second of all, beef bacon. Google it. It's real.
amazing.
It's real. It's delicious. It's incredible. Beef bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, brisket. Oh my gosh. Lamb. You should have Okie Storm Chaser cook you an entire lamb over a fire, basted in olive oil and herbs. And let me tell you, you will in no way miss bacon.
Breakfast sausage, I don't miss.
Yep.
Pork breakfast sausage is amazing.
What are you doing? So, best 5.56 subsonic round. You got any takes on this?
The one that works in your rifle.
I don't shoot subsonic,
Listen, man.
so
There's, I
I really don't know. I appreciate your $10 bill, but I really don't know.
I can't give you an answer on that because I myself am not running a can and I haven't had a lot of experience running subsonic ammo, but I do know that the size of your gas block matters. Is it adjustable? Is it not adjustable? If it is, what is it bored out to? What type of buffer are you running? What's the bolt?
Piston,
You know
gun,
what
or
I-
DI.
Yeah, there's so many different variables. If you want to run subsonic, if you got a can and you want to run subsonic, or if you just want to run subsonic without a can, experiment and find out what runs.
Hell,
Because you
right
might have issues where you're not getting enough blowback to properly cycle, so you're gonna have failure.
The best
to
is what you can find.
right now. Yeah, whatever you can find, bro. It doesn't matter right now. We don't have the luxury of just buying whatever we wanted like 6 months ago.
Ducks are gross.
That's not the situation we're in right now. It's buy what you can find now because you don't really have a choice
Buy
right
now.
If you can't find 5.56 and all you can find is 223, then get 223. It doesn't matter. Get what you can get. Because right now, that's it. Get what you can
ABT,
get.
bless you.
So-
Everybody's all like, hey, when's the wedding? When it is, we'll let you know.
Back over here. Jump off the porch.
Now that Trudeau banned AR-15s in Canada, how do you feel about the SKS? I think it's a decent rifle, man. I like the SKS. It's all about training, man. It's all about training. For example, people keep wanting to bring up the NFAC, the Not Effing Around Coalition. Those guys, tactical out versus somebody with an SKS that knows what they're doing. There's no comparison. No comparison whatsoever. So the SKS, if you run with it, go for it. Red dot versus LVPO. We talked about this repeatedly. What's your philosophy of use? I have firearms that have both, and the gun that I'm constantly grabbing to do the things with has a 1 to 8 on it. So there you go. Obstacle course? Let's do it. So, yeah, if you can get the SKS, get it. We've had them in the past. I don't have any SKSs right now, but we've had them in the past. Mogwai, amen. Grevnall, bless you. If you had 1,000 rounds for each rifle that fell in the lake, would you stay with the focus of food to the rafters? Absolutely, Daniel Harper. Absolutely. I would make sure that you had an adequate stockpile of ammunition to hypothetically have 1,000 rounds for each rifle, and then also continue to practice to the best of your ability. But I would certainly continue to stack food. Live stream the wedding, maybe. I'd have to talk to my wife about that, but listen, here's the deal. Maybe if
we did it, I would see it as like a Patreon exclusive.
Oh, that's interesting. Say that again.
If we were to do something like that, I see it as like a Patreon exclusive.
You don't want just everybody commenting.
Right.
Like everybody, that's like a.
Because it's like
thing.
your close people. Like you don't just invite like everyone to your wedding, and it's your close family. And Patreon is our closer family.
Maybe.
So
it's also a matter of like, just like how drumming is my thing, it's for me, and
Right.
people all the time are like, "Hey, Bear, do drumming videos." It's like, but it's my thing.
Sharing
And
like maybe a wedding picture.
maybe,
After.
or
Yeah.
maybe the ceremony after
The
the ceremony,
reception.
the reception. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Party.
That could be fun because then like people could just walk by the camera and be like, "Bear and Hami, we love you guys. You're awesome." Blah 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 blah. Like, you know, because like
Right.
everybody hires a photographer. Like, what if we just live streamed it? You know what I mean?
Can there
Like,
be fireworks?
can there be fire? There
You
better
may
be
kiss the
fireworks.
bride.
Boom!
What is the
What was
budget for
that? A
fireworks?
12-pound cannon.
Hey, that's what my old boss had at his wedding venue. He had a cannon that he would fire off after the bride and groom would kiss. They'd fire the cannon off. So little 4-pounder or a 3-pounder.
Bro, ABT, you are welcome. And that, yes, there is room. We will make you room. How do you practice when rounds are scarce right now? Dry firing?
Yeah.
I dry fired my pistol 10 times before I walked out of the house this morning. And then another 10 times while I was at the office. And I regularly dry fire my pistol at the office just cause. So 100K by wedding day. I hope so. You know a thing. Don't give away the keys to the kingdom because this is literally what you do on Patreon. But give them like a 30-second teaser.
All right.
Tease it, man. Tease it.
So-
like 80s hairdo, man, with all the spray.
With all the spray.
Tease it.
Right, we're good.
Yeah, fire hazard your hair. Go
We're
for it.
so when it comes to dry fire, and this is stuff that I can talk about, and it's like you ask me a question,
I'm timing you.
I give you an answer.
Go.
Dry fire specifically, you know, practicing your draw, practicing your trigger finger articulation when you're actually squeezing the trigger, making sure that your sights aren't jumping off target. And you know, a lot of right-handed shooters tend to pull low and left. You know, it's just doing little things like that, how to properly hold it, things like that to help you train better. there's a whole bunch more to that, and it's more personalized that you can ask me a question and I can make a video about how to actually do that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you how I do things.
Oh my gosh, you're 7 seconds over time.
I finished anyway.
No, it's
Darn it.
good job,
So,
though.
you know, but yeah, I'm just, man, it's like, yeah.
The other thing I'd
It's
say
ammo
is
scarce right now, and it's
when,
like,
when you go to the range, have a plan for every round you're going to send. Don't just go and blow 100 rounds at the range. Don't go, ba 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 ba. There, I practiced. Like, literally pick a course of fire, write it on an index card, bring the course of fire with you so you have it, run that course of fire, and commit that I'm going to shoot 50 rounds. You bring one 50-round box with a pistol with you, and you run that course of fire. And use it as a training metric. Don't just run out there and squeeze the trigger and punch holes in the paper as fast as you can. Actually work through the metrics of manipulating the weapons platform, reloading, doing the things.
40 shots on steel with a pistol shows you if you have good shot placement or not with marksmanship, because 40 yards with a pistol on small steel, like this wide and that tall, like, it's not easy. And when you pull that trigger and you hear that steel ring,
Ding.
it's like, good enough.
Yep.
I hit it. That's all that matters. You know. One thing that I like doing too, and I could thank Brother Cody from bringing this up to my attention, because a lot of times when a drill's over, it's like an empty mag.
Right.
Well, every time that you have your mag go empty, reload it.
Yep.
Even if you don't intend on firing after you reload it, or that was the end of the drill, your gun's empty.
Reload.
Reload.
Yep.
And now you're practicing your reload after every single drill also, just to continue developing that muscle memory and that efficiency and proficiency with that. So,
And it's also the basics, like
Yeah.
up drills with your carbine.
Yeah.
Up, bang, up, bang, up, bang.
bring it up with the safety on.
Yep.
And when you bring it up, flip it off and then squeeze the trigger. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do this, and where I've caught myself doing it when I'm out of practice too, where I bring the gun up,
Nothing.
nothing happens.
Yep.
I'm like, shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or like I bring the rifle back down again, and then it's like a minute goes by and I'm like, oh,
Chris, bless
flip
you.
that back on safe. You know what I mean? Obviously, trigger finger discipline matters. But
Yeah,
it's
but
like
when-
always be aware of that. And when I was out of practice, because again, didn't have the funds, didn't have the range to go to, it was like I need to get my safety development
Yeah.
back again, just so I know when it's down, it's on.
Well, you should
When it's up,
always,
it's off.
always
You
be
know what I mean?
manipulating that safety,
Yeah,
because
always
let's say now we're moving, like we're advancing to
you trip and
more
fall.
advanced techniques. You trip and fall, or now Yankee's moving in front of me. Do you think he wants my gun on safe or my gun on fire as he's moving around me?
I want that sucker on safe.
That's right. Until I come up to here, and the muscle memory of coming from low ready to here, that when I get to here, that safety's coming off as I'm bringing the stock into my shoulder, finding my sights, squeezing the trigger. After I'm done sending rounds, I'm going to check my work through my sights, manipulate the safety again, and then come back to low ready. Because negligent discharges kill people.
A buddy of mine,
I got to turn that light on.
go for it. A buddy of mine at Camp Geiger, and this was Marine Corps combat training. This was the first phase of the infantry training battalion, the School of Infantry, and this was the first time that we ever conducted live fire buddy rush drills. And a buddy of mine almost got shot in the back of the head by another Marine because they went to get up without flipping the rifle back on safe. They tripped and squeezed the trigger, and that round was inches off of his Kevlar, where the instructor that was observing him specifically saw the round impact right in front of his head, jumped on top of him to make sure that he was still alive.
Yeah.
Like, he almost got shot in the back of the head, and this was in training. And again, it was because of lack of trigger finger discipline
Yep.
and a lack of not operating the safety. Like, when you're not aiming down the sights, that safety's on.
Yep.
When you're aiming down the sights, that's when you flip it off. And that's my standard, at least. If I'm looking through the sights, I have the intention to fire.
Yep.
I might not be ready to fire, so my trigger finger's still straighten off the trigger, but I have the intention to fire if I'm looking through my sights. So we go over stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you do.
and for those of you that are wondering, you are not going to find me in the search bar on Patreon. You're gonna have to go to one of my videos and click the link to get there. I don't my content on Patreon is labeled as being potentially dangerous. And because of that, you cannot search for me on Patreon. You have to click the link to get there. Everybody asks me about that, and I figured out that's what it is.
So just go to
So-
Yankee Survival on YouTube. Check the description. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I gotta read some of these commentos.
Go for it, man.
Man,
Get
it's
some more water roast.
yeah.
Oh, real quick, I just want to give a sneak peek to my guys and gals that
Real
are out
quick,
there
huh?
in the Bear Nation universe. Look what we're working on. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's too bright. It's being weird. It's not gonna happen.
Tilt it down.
Ah.
Down a little bit. There you go.
There it is. Look at that. I wonder what that belongs to. We'll leave it at that. A little teaser for you.
I'll be joining up soon, Yank. Awesome. Bachelor party.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
roger
bless
that,
you.
Badger. You know what bachelor party looks like? I take a nap at a hotel somewhere. So,
Let's go have a campfire.
10 other guys.
In their own room.
Listen, I got a 155 round. It's a nerd. Got some cami netting. We'll make a campfire pit. It'll be a good time. Actually, that cami netting that I have would fit perfect over there.
I have a Sharpie. Yeah, all right, Badger. I know why you said that, too. 95,000 gun salute for the wedding.
Gosh. It'd be like
Or
the
wha-
fireworks in 12-pound.
What's
field howitzer?
55 grains times 95,000?
Math for
Bubba X,
Marines.
shalom. Yankee Survival came right up. Good.
All right,
That's
that's awesome. You were like the first person to find it.
Tales from the Cryptid, roger that. Lost all the chickens last night. Time to start over. Eddie Young, that sucks, man. Predation. What'd I miss?
ABT wants a little place to put his trailer for the wedding.
Yeah, ABT, you have a place to put your trailer for the wedding. You are invited. I will email you with details. It'd be like, hey man, you guys know each other? Yeah, from the internet. He's at my wedding now. It's cool. 5,225,000 grains. Perfect. Permanent
Yep,
hearing loss.
that's what I just got.
Awesome.
That's a lot of grains.
It's a lot of grains.
Yo, blessings from the not Catskill Mountains. Used to live there though.
Just across the Delaware.
Bester, awesome. It's amazing that you got that done with all the crime that you've been fighting too.
Because
Mark
I'm
Chase, she
Batman.
could. She teaches a ladies only pistol class at not my wedding too, because she's awesome. So
Oh, that would be fun. Is our bachelor.
you're gonna go to. I mean, listen, I love Shore Mountain, but you're gonna go there for your bachelorette party? Kind of a
Jeepin'
different
dude,
pace.
you're awesome. Thank you.
I feel like this screen just got really dark. Hot shot. Sorry I'm late. No, well, don't worry about it. I found a new job in the HVAC industry, so hopefully work will be plentiful. The current apocalypse. Man, that's awesome, Hot shot. Bless you. Thank you. A bug also flew into my eye, so it's all good.
You need it like closer. You need
I need, no, I think I need to, just hold on a minute. 746.4 pounds. Perfect. Hold on.
Turn up the brightness.
There we go.
Yeah, yours look good.
No, on my screen it was like super.
Yeah, it is auto.
Yeah.
So we said we need a word for Wednesday bachelor party.
Oh, Tango, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
It's not rude.
Can we gift Hami lots of rare hens for her bachelorette party?
Super chickens.
ABT, that's funny.
Dragon chickens. They're a thing. Dragon chickens.
Roughly $48,000. It's no big deal. There's probably better things to spend 48 grand on.
Cannon.
A wheat grinder, right? No guineas for sure.
All the guineas.
Wait,
Guineas.
a wheat grinder and a freeze dryer. Bear Nation for sure
Yeah.
will make that happen. For the tribe.
How are you getting such good internet in the boonies? because the father has a sense of humor, and after struggling for 2 years to get good internet, my neighbor informed me that there was a fiber optic cable on the corner of my property.
Just in the back of the truck and like go down by the creek and like hold your
Yes.
phone up.
Yeah, we would like
Go around
literally.
the mountain.
Yeah, we would
So
drive
we
to
can-
the other side of the mountain and try and sit in the truck so we could catch a
I
cell
remember
tower.
those live streams.
Yeah,
Oh wait.
and then
Like Tactical
yeah,
Tuesday.
and
2-ish?
literally 500 feet from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got the office.
I got the office to get internet, and after I got the office to get internet, my neighbor's like, you know, there's fiber optic right there. I'm like, you are so full of it. He's like, nope, it's right there. And so I call the fiber place, and they're like, nope, that's an empty duct. And I'm like, I thought so. And my neighbor's like, nope, I talked to Jeannie in the office, and Jeannie says there's fiber in it. I said, well, give me Jeannie's direct number. So I called Jeannie, and she's like, nope, there's fiber in that duct. I said, okay. How much is this fiber? She says, well, the basic plan starts at 30, and then we have one for 50, and for $100 a month, it's 1 gig up and 1 gig down unlimited. I'm like, for 100 what? Because I'm paying $200 a month for the benefit, for the honor of having satellite that works when it feels like it. And yeah, and so I'm like, $100 a month? She's like, yes, sir, that's correct. I said, well, listen, there's going to be a construction cost. It's at least 500 feet from where the duct is to my house. She goes, well, hold on, I'll have to look up the construction costs. Okay, I'm holding. She goes, well, sir, I've done the math. It'll be $88 for construction. I said, Jeannie, where are you? And she gives me an address. I said, how long are you going to be there for? She said, well, we're here till 5. I said, I will be there in 12 minutes with cash. I was like, take my money. Take my money. And so that's how, because, and obviously there's a lesson here, because for 2 years, we fought and fought and fought for internet because we weren't paying attention to the blessings that were right underneath our feet. If we had paid better attention to what the Father had laid out before us, we would have realized 2 years ago that everything we needed was right here. But instead we decided to do shit our way, and it was a total pain in the ass. If we had just paid attention to what he had already given us, we would have had fiber 2 years ago. So, yeah, literally laid out before me. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's about bedtime.
Go to bed, man. It's about to be my bedtime, too.
Shalom, y'all. I'm going to sleep. I got Bearfax packed tomorrow.
Shalom, Jank. Yeah, we got to do office things tomorrow.
Yep. Be a good time.
Yeah, that's
Later,
part
y'all.
of the
Bless
plan.
y'all.
Actually, we need to talk to Mike and Michelle. Because we need to visit with them anyway. And then we need to also like see if maybe they'll visit with tool belts and we can all like build some of the things that have to get done ASAP together. I know you have things that need built. We all have buildy things to do. Franklin Farmstead. Yeah, that was a great, I hope that was actual prophecy.
I love that wine. I think you should definitely send some more.
No, I have not called yet. Earl's daughter, Shalom, you're here. No, we need to call. This thought just came to me.
Yes,
So,
we need to call.
Okie, amen, brother.
Because I still haven't replied to your email. I'm horrible.
What?
I'm horrible.
Why wouldn't you do that? Good night, JR. Awesome, Cassie. Let's do it. A bug just flew into my ear. Oh my gosh, it's too buggy out here. I quit. I'm out. Got dark quick. Yeah, it does that. It does that.
You go from light to dark.
See, on the flat Earth, like this,
Yeah.
the sun rotates around the sky like this, and because it rotates around the sky like this, it just gets very dark very quickly.
Yes.
So that's what happens.
coming to help build.
Yes.
Okie said he'll cater.
I saw that.
Nice.
Oki's a total badass. The bugs have been feasting
Yeah,
on
you
me. Amen.
Oh, don't get that on your toe.
The toddler's carrying around a 4-pound sledgehammer
And screws.
and screws
She's
and
building,
building a
screw
house. Awesome.
He has me a screw house.
Fo, I wish I could send you a wedding cake. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Watch your fingy. Don't hammer
Forgot
so
to
hard.
send you Anchor Bar wing sauce. I could use your P.O. box. Yeah, you can use the P.O. box. Bless you. Thank you. Raw, bless you. Puka, shalom. Yeah, Wyoming, you're right. Oh, bye. I'm sleepy. How about you, babe?
It's not a
Yep.
Yeah, well, we were both awake at 3.
Yeah,
I was
because
awake at 3, and then you got up to pee
at 3:30,
at 3:30.
and I was up.
Yeah,
I was up.
and I eventually fell back asleep.
Somebody got their.
Wood medallion.
It smells awesome. It does smell amazing. Those keychains smell amazing.
Do they?
Why are
I
y'all
haven't
sniffing
sniffed
the
one
product?
You should do it.
What do you do when I'm not there?
They smell so good.
You're like, oh my gosh, the
It's
t-shirts.
this burnt wood
Ah.
that smells so good.
Get the keychain for the smell.
yet. Get the keychain for the smell, they said.
The internet story was riveting. Thank you. Oh man.
It was all I could smell when I opened it up.
Good night,
No
y'all.
idea, y'all.
Phil and I talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta tell me these things.
Earl's
I could-
daughter, like, yeah, let's coordinate, like, for real. Tomorrow, let's coordinate. I have your contact, you have mine. Let's touch base. Let's
Don't drop
coordinate.
that on Foe's lap.
For real, we miss y'all, and we definitely have some construction-y things that we could use a hand with if you're available. So, I'm an atheist, and I'm being pulled into religion. Hey, that's not so great for live streaming. I'm an atheist, and I'm being pulled into religion. I had an owner of a job site come to me 2 weeks ago and told me God sent him. I laughed inside until he told me God told him my wife was pregnant. Okay. Well, this will probably be the last thing we talk about tonight. There's a difference between religion and spirituality. And so let's just clear that up. Atheist. Copy. No, I will not hammer with you right now. I'm sorry, honey. You need to be careful with that hammer or you're going to have some busted toes. Not right now, okay? Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. How shall I say this? The first thing to understand, most atheists in my experience, now I'm not putting this on you, but most atheists,
How do we have this house?
most atheists are atheists because some type of man-made religion, doctrines and dogmas of men back in the day totally effed them up. Or somebody operating under the banner of heaven, taking the Lord's name in vain, putting the Father's stamp of approval on their bull crap, messed you up, wounded you at some point. There's a wound deep inside of you that never quite healed, and it had something to do with religion. Religion being people, broken people, whether they are doing the absolute best that they can, or they're actively, intentionally abusing the name and the power and the authority of the Most High. Somebody wounded you. That turned you off to the concept of God because you realized, fallible as this was, you realized that the representatives of God were imperfect. And then you reverse engineered the concept that those imperfect people represented an imperfect God. Why serve something that's imperfect? Or you had enough of a loss of faith that you then began to question and created your own self-fulfilling prophecy on the lack of reality of the Most High. Toddler, you're killing me. Like, for real.
I eat your face.
The issue in question here is that people in no way have a monopoly on the power and authority and truth of the Creator. We are all just broken, busted vessels that at best can tap into a small portion of His awesomeness. Religion, even in its best forms, builds frameworks around our capacity as humans to tap into that thing. That eventually, when taken to its typical end, becomes doctrines and dogmas. It becomes magic. It becomes wizardry, chants and actions, and stand up and sit down and sing this thing and say that thing and pray this way and do this thing. And it removes the personal from the personal relationship between us and the Father. So people at some point dicked it up. The good news is that people, in this case, are being used by the Father to return you to Him. So understand that religion and spirituality are not the same thing. The Father is going to make His will manifest in your life. You have the opportunity to curiously lean into that or deny it. De facto, if you deny it, things are not going to go well for you, because the option has been presented to you at this point and you know it. So you could lean into it knowing what you know about being an atheist. You could confirm your existing biases. And if you're right, no harm, no foul. Nothing bad happens. If you're wrong, you have an opportunity to commune with the Creator of the universe, who's clearly exhibiting an active effort to meet with you. So what do you lose by engaging in this? Other than hubris and pride? Nothing. I firmly believe that the Father speaks to people in languages that they can understand. I do not in any way consider it a coincidence that you're here and we're having this discussion. I'm being careful about what I'm trying to say, frankly, because I've been drinking whiskey and it's my sabbatical month, and the Father makes it clear that there's no drunkenness in service to the Most High. I'm not drunk, but I've certainly been drinking. You are being relentlessly pursued. You always have been relentlessly pursued. You just, for whatever reason now, have the context to realize, to open your eyes, to have the scales fall away from your eyes, that you are being relentlessly pursued. It sounds cheesy as hell, but it's a fact of life that your legs are not longer than His arms. That the thing or things or people or circumstances or whatever it is that messed you up was not done on behalf of a broken God. It was done on behalf of broken people that at best hold a sliver of His power and authority and may very well have stamped His name, His approval on their bullshit. I've lived this. I ran away from the church for a decade because I saw Christians acting terribly to one another. And I literally said, if that's what it's like to be a Christian, I don't want to be a Christian. I'm not doing that. That is not how people should behave. And yet and still the Father pursued me. And so, if I, a drummer in satanic metal bands for a decade, can be welcomed home with open arms and used for the good of the kingdom, used to do the Father's work, used to do this, certainly there's a place for you. And you lose nothing but a touch of your ego to entertain the possibility that this could be the Father at work. So the question is really, how fragile is your ego? Why have you built this armor of atheism? And against what? And are you man enough now to bear the full weight of the opportunity presented to you? My thinking is yes, or it would not have been presented to you. Lastly, I'll leave you with this. A few years ago, a good friend of mine died. And another good friend of mine, who's an atheist, whom I grew up with, he and I were on the phone. And I was tore up about it, but I was not beside myself. My buddy that I was talking with was tore up. And he confessed, he said, you know, I am jealous of you right now. I said, why is that? He said, because my belief structure gives me zero peace right now. Because somebody I love is gone. And I have no hope of ever seeing that person again. They're just gone. And among many great hopes predicated on a deep and personal relationship with our Creator is the great hope and belief that at the end of an age we'll all hear the words, well done, good and faithful servant, and we'll be ushered into a kingdom of people that we wish to see again. So to reiterate, the opportunity would not be given to you if you were not ready to accept the ramifications of the opportunity. And if being an atheist is right for you, you lose nothing. You've confirmed your biases. And if it's not, you're going to be forced to confront the thing that wounded you in the first place, which honestly you need to do to heal anyway. So embrace the opportunity to have a loving and all-powerful Creator lead you in that, so that you might be a better iteration of who you are now. There is no lose-lose in this. There is no lose-lose. I have a lot of friends that are atheists, people that I know from the metal scene that are atheists or outright satanic, which is stupid because you can't have Satan without the Father. That makes no sense at all. Or the extent that there are LaVeyan Satanists, essentially meaning Anton LaVey, saying that just do whatever the hell you want to do, whatever feels good, who cares about the consequences. I find most of these people lack any real direction in their life. And I find that their convictions, to the extent that they have them, are philosophical, cerebral, and they tend to try and win arguments by tearing other people down, which of course the church has been very good at itself. Clear indicator of the difference between religion and spirituality. But this thing happens when you allow the Father to work in you. You become a different iteration of who you are. So, don't be afraid to take the first step on a lifetime journey with the Father. The door is open to those who knock. He opened the door for you. It's up to you whether or not you have the balls to answer. There's 1,000 other things that I want to say, but I'm not going to, given the time and the context and the fact that there's whiskey in my blood right now. But you lose nothing if you're right. And you gain everything if you're wrong. It's only your very life that hangs in the balance. How big of a man are you? And fear is not of Yah. Fear is of the enemy. of which you've been a tool of for however long you've been unbelieving in the Father, and yet and still he pursues you relentlessly. Bless you, Alaskan Eye. Honestly, bless you. It's gonna be okay. It is an awesome thing to be cradled in the hand of the absolute author of power and authority and salvation. There is nothing that compares to it. Nothing. There is not a thing on the planet that compares to knowing that the author of everything that exists knows you and wants you and is chasing you, has extended the opportunity to you. If that doesn't put you on your knees and smack your face into the ground and make you wonder who's cutting onions, we're playing different games, man. Like, we're not on the same game board. Bless y'all. Y'all say goodnight.
Shalom. Renee.
No shalom.
night.
No shalom from Renee.
Shalom.
Shalom. Good night.
I'm in the comments. I'm like,
I know. Shalom. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate y'all. I really do. And lift each other up. For real. Alaskan one, we'll be praying over you this evening. USMC Canaho, shalom, brother. Mark Chase, shalom. Angry Viking Therapist, shalom, brother. I'll see y'all in the morning, question mark. Vester Dillon, go fight crime. The world needs you.